The Calcasieu Library presents Across the Pond in Nepal with Naresh and Suarav.
I'm from Nepal. It's a small country in Southeast Asia. And why United States? I don't know. While growing up, while researching about a lot of stuff, everything ends up in the United States. All of the big researches, all of the big events that happen. So I was just curious as to what the educational system here is. So that is why I came to the United States.
Okay.
Okay, I'm also from Nepal. We're from same country.
Mm-hmm.
While growing, my friends used to tell me about the United States. Many of the inventions started from the universities and the company of United States. And after I started research about the educational system of United States, I found that it's so flexible, so easy to grab many things, practical based, I feel that, and many more opportunity to grab once you got the degree. And another thing is what I have found out is US degree is globally recognized. Once you got the degree, and you can go anywhere and you can get the good opportunities.
I actually landed in Dallas. My first time landing in the United States was in Dallas. So I landed at somewhere around at 4 in the afternoon. So I could see everything. I was expecting tall buildings and, I was expecting New York everywhere, tall buildings, skyscrapers everywhere. But then again, when we landed, Dallas is pretty green and it had 2 lakes in it. It kind of reminded me of my home as well. But our home has a lot of hilly areas, a lot of hills. It just didn't have that. And whenever I landed, it was completely a different environment.
Right.
The whole culture was different. I could figure it out as soon as I landed. The whole fashion and whole, conversation culture and everything. Mm-hmm. And when after that, I took a plane and came to Lake Charles. Lake Charles, the first impression I have is it was humid. The air was so thick, I was panicking for a while. So that's it. It was pretty good. I'll probably remember it for the rest of my life.
Actually, I landed in Houston, and as I have grown up in the developing countries, Nepal, where there is not much infrastructure development like the roads. When I first see the different loops of road, tall road, and the big traffic, I was I was impressed by the infrastructure development. I thought that once I graduate, I wish I could do something for my home country too, for the development. And after I came to Lake Charles, and I feel like I'm in my home place. My hometown is also a small city, same as Lake Charles. Mm-hmm. No more crowd, few traffics. And what I feel I'm not going anywhere else. I still am in my hometown where I belong to. And another thing is, I like the people of the Lake Charles. They are so homely, and the natural place park and this small city where there's less people but so friendly. And I feel like I'm still in my hometown and with my family. I love this place. I might go anywhere after I graduate, but this place always remains in my heart. I will never forget Lake Charles.
I miss food back home. Other than that, I don't know. At first, I did find it pretty weird that there seems to be less interaction between neighbors here. Where we're from, it's neighbors are part of the family. Whatever you do, pretty much what's going on in both the houses of the whole society. That is how close we are. Here it was kind of distant, but I slowly grew used to it, and it all seems normal right now. So my only complaint is food right now.
Yeah, like we had some similar story. Like we belong to the country where we love spice. Like we have variety of spice, but here like people don't like the spicy food. And and one thing is food, and another thing is what uh, used to like live in a joint family, like where two or three generations live in the same house. Like we love big gathering, but here what I found is like. Uh, Individuality, like separation, not much gathering, like only one family live here and another family, like sometimes like parents and children they got separated. But in our family, like they got married, but they live with their parents, grandparents, and we share the same dining. And that I find the difference.
Yeah, we live in a pretty big family.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's the number within a household is like 16, and all of them sit down at a table and start eating. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. I'd say culture, the first thing, like the interaction between two people that are not blood related, still like they seem to be much more friendlier than people that are like here. So one's culture and one's geography, I would say, like I've not been to all the states in the United States, but from the states I've gone to, I prefer the geography back home. Like we are not much of a big country, but within a small area, we have like huge mountains, we have plains, we have lakes, we have a lot of birds, a lot of animals, and since I'm in Lake Charles, I don't like the humidity.
Yes, it makes outdoors hard. Makes outdoors activities hard.
Right. Yeah. And the food too, I would say. Food. So it's culture, food, and geography, I'd say.
Like same thing. Like our country is small, but we have that diversity in language and culture and religion. Like you can see, like we have more than 50 castes, and every caste have different religion, and we are rich in festival. Like we have so many festivals. Like if you see, like in every 2 months we got one festival. So sometimes like we used to miss that, but here we used to connect each other. Like he belongs to different area of the Nepal, but we are like the brother, and we connect every Nepalese of Lake Charles, and we have the association, and most of the biggest festival we make gatherings and we do celebration, so that like we don't want to make homesick to all the Nepalese. The festival and sometimes the food, like because we love the spicy food. Right. And other thing is like I feel like I am in my hometown, because like my hometown is quite similar to here. Humidity and this there, like small town, less people, no much more traffic.
For our age group, I think it's pretty much the same thing, but drinking is not that much of a big deal back home. I mean, but again, it comes to like individual preferences. There might be a group of friends who like to drink, but from what I've been, like from what kind of friends I had, we never drank so much. Like we did drink, but most of the times we went out. We went to a lot of different places. We went hiking, we went swimming, we went to some cultural places, we went on a bike rides.
Yes.
And a lot of time we just go out and eat. Like we have a lot of, as we said, we have a lot of cultural people, like different cultural communities, and different culture has different specific food. So we might just go out, we find a new place and think we want to try it. We go out and try the food. And for older people, they just gather in a place and start talking about all the things they know. It's like we have a junction point and a little tea shop. They just meet at the tea shop in the morning and they start talking, and by the evening they go to the pub and they in their talks at the pubs.
We both have pretty much similar things, but as I belongs to that Baron Lane part of the Tarai, which is called Tarai, and where like we used to gather, sing song, sometimes dance. Like for example, if you having any ceremony in your house, like we're gonna get the gathering and we're gonna have singing, dancing, and that kind of celebration. And he talks about the tea shop, like we all love tea, and like sometimes the evening, morning, we used to gather in a shop and with the sip of tea, and we used to have talks. And so in the culture where I had grown up, like drinks is not the priority. Like if you prefer, then that's okay, but uh, that's not the priority. Like the priority is like meeting people, like sometimes cooking, like gathering together and okay, let's cook this, and like we talks and cook some food, variety of food, and we start like sharing our experiences. And sometimes I don't live in the place where I can go hiking, so we used to go swimming. So swimming and just gathering.
It might sound weird, but we pretty much have the same thing 2 times a day. It's like we have a steamed rice, white rice, and we have lentils, and we have some pickles, and if you like some meats or some veggies, you have that. So we call it dal bhat. It's like dal stand, like dal means the lanterns. Lentils, I'd say. Is that how you say?
Lentils, yeah,
lentils, yeah. And we have dals, and we have bhat, means the steamed white rice. So actually, like it's like a tradition to eat it, because whenever we were taught back home in school, like they scientifically researched on it, and we are kind of a Himalayas country, like a lot of mountains, a lot of Himalayans. So people figured out a way that if you eat like the dal bhat, the specific thing, every day, you'd have enough carbohydrate, enough fat, enough protein. So it's like a balanced diet we have every day. But then again, like we change it up, sometimes to roti, sometimes other things.
Yeah, and like bread or with chapatis, And we have a quotation like dal bhat, power 24 hours. Like, if you eat dal bhat, then you'll be active for 24 hours.
If you have like one plate, one serving of dal bhat today, you'll be good for 24 hours. You have enough energy to do whatever you want.
Subha Prabhat and Subha Bihani. Like Subha means good, and Prabhat means morning, and Subha means good, and Bihani means like the rising sun. Morning.
Yeah, morning. So, but nowadays we pretty much use good morning as well. Like,
really?
Has infiltrated Nepal as well. So, but it's if you go back a little bit, it's Subha Prabhat.
Like in our culture, like we think guest as a god. Like we took hospitality as a more priority. So like if you don't treat well any guest that come to us, that's not good. Like people believe that like that means you're not respecting the god. And another thing is like if you're not behaving well to the elders, that means you're not the good person, you're the character, something like that. And
the other thing is like we have different pronouns for like people of different ages. Here we just use you, but back home we have 3 or 4 different pronouns that we could use based off of the maturity or based off of the age group of the people we're talking to. Like if I'm talking to somebody who is like younger than me, I'd use one kind of pronoun that is called ton, which is the lowest level. Like you use it is the pronoun you use if you're too close with a friend or somebody is younger than you. But then if somebody is like not too close, you use timi. And then somebody is like way older than you, then you use tapai. That is how it goes. And if you know somebody is elder than you, and if you do not use the tapai, then it's kind of disrespectful. They do not like it.
Gotcha.
And so it's how you greet them, and it's how you talk to them. It's considered very either respectful or disrespectful, I'd say. like if something's unfair, you could say it, but in general wise, there's no back and forth. Like you cannot argue with them. We are Hindus actually, but in Nepal we have like for all the four major religions, we have it in Nepal. But the Hindus are like dominant, I'd say. But then again, it's a secular country. So, but what Nepal does is it declares a 1 month holiday to celebrate a 15 days holiday, that is Dasai. It goes on for 15 days and it is celebrated. It is celebrated because back in the days it is said that a goddess destroyed a demon, and it is celebrated to celebrate the destruction of the evil, like the conquering of good over evil, celebration of victory. And that goes on for 15 days, and we have like 10 days like gap in between, and then we have our second biggest festival, which is Tihar. And you could probably say about Tihar.
Like Tihar is also the greatest festival, where like it is about the bonding between the brother and sister. Like the brother and sister, they put tika, what we said?
Yeah, tika.
Tika in their forehead, and they will share the gift, and they will take the blessing and well-wishing to each other, and like they will cook some food. Like we'll have the different variety of food, as I already mentioned that we have variety of food, and we'll cook food and have fun. Like
so we could talk about tikas as well in Dasai too. Like this whole thing we are explaining two festivals, and for those two festivals, government announces a 1 month holiday, and the first one goes on for 15 days. Then we have like 5 to 10 days like a break, and then we have another festival. So that is why usually government announces a whole month of holiday. So on both the festivals, we put tikas on our forehead. Tika means like it is made out of what do you call it? A rice, and they put some red colorings in it, and you just mix it with some sugar or some corn in it, and then you put it on your forehead. It's like the elder people put it on the forehead of the younger people as a symbol of blessings and well-wish, and all the good things you could expect. And that the red color tika you put on Dasai, but on Tihar, as you said, the sisters tend to put 7 different colors in their in the forehead of their brothers for their long life, longevity of their lives, and for good health.
Right. Everyone will celebrate. Like good thing is like even the Muslim or Christian, Buddhism, everyone celebrate Dasai and Tihar. And if there is the Eid, like everyone like share the well wish to each other. Like for example, if I have my Muslim friend, then I will in Eid I will wish him like happy Eid,
and we'd go to their houses. We had a Muslim friend, and government declares holiday on all of them, like Christmas as well, and Eid as well, and Dasai as well. So we'd have our schools off, and we'd go to our friends' house. If somebody's Christian, we'd go to their house and have whatever food they had. If he's Muslim, we'd go to his house and what he has. So that's all awesome. Of them are actually, we celebrate, like Nepal celebrates all the big festivals. Really.
So respect for others' religions as well.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have the religious tolerance. We can say that like there is no restriction like you Hindu, you have to celebrate this. No, they all are our common festival, and we have to celebrate together. And like we share each our food, and like we gather together. So
we celebrate so much nowadays. It's not possible, but we celebrated so much that they used to say we have 266 festivals in 365 days.
Like there is one famous fashion designer. His name is Prabal Guru. I heard that he has also designed the dress of Vice President.
He does that. Yeah. Prabal. I think PG. I think everybody knows him here in the United States. He does a lot of big projects with Victoria's Secret models and stuff.
So Kamala, he did Kamala's outfit.
Yeah, Kamala's too. Yeah. Okay. He's originally from Nepal, but I think he grew up in Singapore as well. But He's from Nepal. And other famous nowadays in Netflix, because of the series called, like the documentary called 14 Peaks.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know about Neem's that.
Yeah, Neem's.
And he conquered like 7 peaks in like, I don't know, 7 months or so.
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Not a lot of famous people like jump out of Nepal and come to international stage at Hollywood, because it's very small. Like the India Bollywood is pretty huge, but Nepal is a small country and there's not much of support that they can spill out and come to Hollywood. So
whether you're a McNeese student or not, you can take part in the Nepalese Student Association activities like their Nepali Night, which is every semester. This is free to the community. There's food and dancing and a cultural lesson and much more. And don't forget about their Holy Night. That's super fun. And to stay updated with everything CPPL, check out our Facebook and our YouTube.